Well, hello, everyone. I'm Scott, and I'm grateful to be with you today as we continue Hope Starts Here and our daily devotional. Today, as we enter in, I want to encourage you just to find a place to relax and to be comfortable, to have that space where you can really be with Jesus. And we, as we've said in the past weeks, we're hopeful that you'll get to know His Word more clearly, His heart more dearly, and to follow Him more nearly. So that's our hope today. And as we do that, hope you're in a comfortable and good spot. Well, today we're looking at one of Jesus' more famous and well-known miracles, the feeding of the 5,000. And as John's gospel tells it, Jesus was confronted with this crush of people, at least 5,000, possibly more, who all needed to be taken care of, who all needed something to eat. And so Jesus asked his disciples, Philip in particular, what are we going to do? You know, I think that question comes to us a lot when we're faced with need. Maybe it's our own need, maybe it's needs in our world. You know, what are we going to do about it? What's interesting is for all of us, those needs kind of hit in different ways, and certain things grab our hearts and maybe tug us in a way that doesn't for somebody else. But regardless of what need might be on your heart today, I know that I tend to respond a lot like Philip did. You know, Philip says, Lord, 6 months of my wages would only buy enough bread for people to have one mouthful. And when I think of needs, I kind of go like Philip. I get Philip. I do that all the time. When I'm faced with needs, I think only of what I can do on my own, or what can be practical, or what might make sense from a worldly point of view. And so that I get Philip and I understand him, but Jesus in this scenario wants you to think of a little different kind of math, a little different kind of equation. I'm doing a lot of math these days. Maybe you are too when you're at home with your kids. So that's on my mind. But in Jesus's math, there's a bigger picture involved. He can do things that we can't. So the first thing they do is take inventory. Andrew finds a young boy that's got some food. And it's not a lot, but with Jesus's math, it becomes a lot more than it is. And it turns out that everyone gets fed. Everyone gets enough. Not only enough, they even have to pack up the leftovers. It's an amazing thing. So what do you have to give? You know, when my kids were young, we often told this story. We read this book to them. It's called Frederick, and it's about this little mouse who is a little different than the other mice. When they are getting ready at the time of summer and fall, when they're harvesting and trying to get all their nuts and berries stored away for the winter months, Frederick is staring at sunsets and looking at the color of the trees. And the other mice aren't quite sure about this. Why isn't he helping them do what they need to do? And Frederick says, well, I'm storing up these colors and these sunsets for when we need them. Now, I know we don't get a lot of winter here in California. Maybe where you are, you do. But there is this moment in winter when you are so sick of cloudy gray skies and dead trees and grass. And that's where the mice eventually get to. And they remember that Frederick was storing something away. And so they say, Frederick, tell us, share with us your gifts, what you have. And Frederick stands up on a rock and asks them to close their eyes and begins to paint this picture of sunsets and colors and beauty and smells, all the smells of summer. And the mice are encouraged and hopeful. You know, sometimes in our own hearts, the things we think we want to bring, the world doesn't encourage. Maybe in our own hearts, we wonder if it's really worth bringing. But God will take whatever you bring, and He will use it for His glory and His kingdom, and He will multiply it beyond your dreams. So I hope that you hold that hope today, and I hope that encourages you, and I hope it draws you closer to who Jesus is. We'll see you tomorrow.